Hi, welcome, Dr. Sven Hansen here. A subject today, simple question. What is the simplest thing I could do to have the biggest impact on my life? The answer is simple and clear and mostly neglected. And that is emotional intelligence, emotional competence, or if you prefer, EQ. So we'll look at four perspectives. First question, what is this thing called emotional intelligence? Second question, what are the four ways you, as a successful person or leader or in a relationship, want to do to be able to be highly emotionally competent? Third, what are the questions you ask in each of those four perspectives? And fourth, what are some of the simple skills to enhance your EQ right now? So emotional intelligence takes us back really into the 1990s. Worked with people like Daniel Goleman or Annie McKee or Richard Boyatzis, who discovered over a series of years, if you look at what drives success in business, 2/3 of success comes from emotional competence rather than IQ and technical skills combined. And when you looked at outstanding leadership, 85% of that came from EQ. So essentially what we're looking at, what is emotion? Question one. Emotion is feeling. So just like I can use my body to move, to act, to establish sports and games and dance, I can use my emotions to understand myself, to understand you, and to relate between the two. And equally we have our minds. Now we work a lot in our bodies and thousands of gurus will tell you what to do, and there are many people saying we can do a lot with our minds. Very few focus on the world of emotion. So to think about what is it, think of it first at the bottom is me, self, my internal world. Out there is others, leadership, context, situations. And on one side is mastery, on the other side is awareness. So step one, or perspective one in your emotional competence, emotional awareness. What am I feeling? If you can detect and name your emotions, the anger, the fear, the sadness, the joy, the appreciation, you're on your way. It opens the door to the other three perspectives. The first of those, and the key to being productive, is to be able to master your emotions. So if I get really angry at something, mastery is that ability to acknowledge that, back off a little bit, and come back with interest, with tolerance, with respect, with a desire to work together. So you move yourself from a destructive emotion in a certain circumstance to a more constructive emotion in that circumstance. All right? Third perspective is what is the other person experiencing? Now some of that is physical, some is emotional, some is mental. Empathy is the ability to dial in to another person's world. Physical empathy, being present, we'll talk about this later. Emotional empathy, recognizing expressions, tone of voice. And cognitive empathy, being able to understand and check and confirm what someone else might be thinking. And then our fourth perspective is influence and leadership. The ability to move a team, to resolve conflict, to secure goals. All right, so our four perspectives: to understand emotion, to master emotion, to be able to read emotions in others, and finally to be able to use them in the game of life, of relationships, of leadership. Questions are great ways to help you understand it. Think of this as you're in a leadership situation, or maybe you're in a recruitment situation, or maybe you're having a debate with your spouse. Question one in the emotional awareness box is, what am I feeling? Can I give this emotion in my body and my experience of life a name? Question two, what would be the most useful feeling in this particular situation? So taking the anger example, with a bit of kindness, a bit of gentleness, a bit of respect, a bit of tolerance, be more useful. Third question, what is the other person experiencing? What are they experiencing in their body? What are they feeling in their emotions? What are they thinking in their mind? And the fourth question is, how can I match my behavior, my style, my stance in leadership to this specific group and this specific group of people. So, how do we then, part 4, turn this into action? What can you do now with this? Well, in emotional awareness, first thing I recommend, keep asking your question, what am I feeling? Again and again and again. What am I feeling? Give it a name. Second, journal. Third, take time to share your feelings, your emotional experiences, the experiences you witness out there of other people, with those you love, with a coach, with a mentor. Second box, in the world of emotion, they can get hot and crazy and get us into a lot of trouble. So step 1, learn to slow down. Slow your breathing. Exhale fully. Get your heart rate and your physiology back into rhythm. Second, to be able to choose the right emotion for that situation. And third, to step in with confidence. In the third box of empathy, first one is physical empathy. How do we step into a relationship and really be 100% present for that person? No distractions, no devices, no disturbances. Second, emotional empathy. Can you read the facial expressions, the fear, the anger, the joy, the compassion that you might see in other people? Practice. And if you're not sure what someone's showing, ask them. And then thirdly, cognitive empathy, that ability to ask the question, what is this person thinking? What is in mind? Can I even say it to them? Can I say, could I imagine that what you're thinking in this situation is? Am I right? Yes or no? All right. And then the fourth area is to be able to keep asking the question, what do I need to be? How do I need to behave? What's the style I can use to influence this situation that encompasses these people? And there you go. Now, it is easy to think about simple things like emotional awareness, emotional mastery, empathy, and leadership and influence. To actually do it will take time. You've got to drill it over and over and over again. I encourage you to get your kids into this idea. Get them used to naming emotions, become emotionally literate, to become empathic. It will help them massively over their lives in all kinds of conditions. Is there a transition for humanity right at the moment? Yes, indeed. And I believe it is the progress from unconscious emotion, if you like, our reptilian and mammalian behaviors, to conscious, skillful emotion or emotional competence. Good luck. Let's get started.